Hold on. Hey everyone, welcome to 1v200. So this is a newer show to Movie Hero. It's essentially an interview style show. We go through about 200-ish questions. That there's some more if we have time, but and we just see how many questions we can get through in about 2 hours. So my guest today, we have David Scott, aka DJ Manatee here.
Hey.
Nice. And yeah, basically the questions just kind of run the gamut from anywhere from some kind of heavier question to some pretty light, just kind of random off the wall questions, and kind of anywhere in between. So you'll kind of see it as we go. This will be a fun way to get to know David here. So and also for those of you who are watching, David married my mom's sister Carrie, so he's my uncle. So but yeah, so for those who might not be in that circle, but so we'll start here. So first question, what is your email address?
It's davidscott3@boisestate.edu.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
What is your name as it appears on your birth certificate? So your full name.
David Russell Scott.
All right. Do you have any nicknames that have kind of stuck with you through your life, or like from friends or family or anything?
My family would often call me Dave, but the DJ Manatee, I just thought that up on the spot. It was
right
from our last video that we did, and I thought, why not?
Yeah, right. Sounds good to me. Yeah, some reason, like, I'm just so used to calling you David, to call you Dave, like it sounds a little odd for me, but maybe your family's a little more used to it.
Yeah, it sounds really weird. Yeah, when other people who haven't been around my family, they hear me call, "Hey Dave, hey Dave." Like, what?
Yeah, right.
Like, I'm good either way. So,
all right, sounds good. How many candles were on your last birthday cake? So how old are you?
Oh, well, I'm 50, but I don't even think I had a birthday cake. I think I had some other kind of deliciousness.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to remember what it was though. I think it was more. Gosh, I don't even remember. But it wasn't like. I think because of COVID, we didn't do a huge party. So
okay.
I know. Maybe for 51, it'll take the place of
right
a big birthday party.
That's kind of sad because 50 is like a big year, but it's like because of COVID, it's not.
Yeah. Well,
not so much.
Yeah, as an introvert, I'm kind of okay with that, you know.
Yeah.
I don't really like crowds.
That's all right. Yep. Well, that might even work in your favor then.
Yeah.
All right. What's the date that you regularly blow out your candles? So your birthday.
September 29th.
All right.
It was 1970.
All right. Sounds good. Do you have any pets?
When I was a kid, a cat. That was more like a neighborhood cat, I guess. So we're really close to my cat. But
okay.
I've never really, been. I mean, a lot, but I don't know. They take a lot of work.
Yeah, same with me. I've never really been a big pet person. I mean, we've had dogs, we've had cats. Usually it's because of one of my other siblings, but usually not from me. But I know that my wife Shannon, she really wants to get a cat. So we'll see. We just moved into a new apartment that's quite a bit bigger than our last. So maybe we'll see. I told her maybe. So we're still deciding.
Yeah.
But what is your natural hair color?
I guess for the last few years, it's been getting grayer on the side. But it's kind of like a sort of a, I don't know, kind of a nondescript sort of brownish, color. But it's not really, there's not like a certain, color that stands out.
Yeah, right. That's all right. What is your eye color?
Yeah, I'm not even really sure. Like I've looked in the mirror and I'm like, what color are my eyes? They're kind of like this weird, again, kind of like a bland sort of gray blue or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, sort of like mine. Mine are kind of like grayish blue. So I just kind of call it hazel just to kind of put a name to it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But do you have any piercings or tattoos?
No.
Would you ever want one?
No, not really. I mean, I don't mind other people who do, but just not my thing, I guess.
Yeah, same with me. I think it's a little too permanent, especially tattoos. So I'm just like I don't know, maybe not so much.
Yeah, you might regret it later.
Yep, exactly. What was your birthplace? Where were you born?
It was Emmett, Idaho.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the only hospital I know is that little tiny one out there. Was that kind of the one?
Yeah, that was it. I don't know if
Yeah.
it has I don't know if it has an official name, maybe just the Emmett Hospital, but
Yeah.
yep, that's where I was born.
And it's kind of like the Washington football team. It's like Emmett Hospital.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yep. What would you consider your hometown?
Yeah, Emmett. Yeah, and I really like Emmett. Actually, it's a nice little. It's one of those small towns that you kind of think of when you think of a small town. I think it has a lot of charm, and it was fun to grow up there. It was like there wasn't a lot to do per se, but then you could sort of make your own fun. So you could ride your bikes around and run around, swim in the canals, which you couldn't do now because they would tell you not to, or we'd fish. Yeah. So it was kind of a fun, when I look back on it, I'm like, it was a pretty nice place to grow up.
Yeah, surprisingly, me and my friends actually made it out to Emmett growing up quite a bit. Actually, we like to go out. There's a couple of rope swings along the river we would go to.
Oh,
and
nice.
Then we would go just visit some of those little small town places. Like we like to go to Roanne's. It's a little
Roanne's
restaurant.
Been around as long as I know.
Yeah, right. We'd go there and then we go out to King's. I think there's still a King's out there. So
yeah, I'm not sure if it's still there or not, but yeah.
Yeah, last time I went there, it was still there. It's been about 5 or 6 years, but it was there last time. So yeah.
Nice.
But, yep. So you kind of covered it a little bit. I don't know if you have anything you want to add, but where did you grow up and what was it like for you? So you said Emmett, but
it was actually a really, when I look back on it, it was a kind of a nice small town experience. I mean, well, growing up in Idaho, there are all these great small towns with different like fairs and festivals. And in Emmett, it's the Cherry Festival that they do every summer.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
Have a parade and a cherry pie eating contest and any kind of goofy thing you can think of. And I don't know, it's just kind of sort of a throwback to a different time, I guess. I mean, they still do those things, but I think it was like back then it was like really the only thing to do. So like you didn't have internet or computer games.
Yep, exactly. Yep. Yeah, I kind of miss those days in a little bit. I was kind of born right like at the tail end of like when the internet was like a thing. So it's like so most of my life the internet's been around, but when I was younger, we definitely got out and like rode bikes and went exploring more and like did more of that kind of stuff,
Yeah, it was kind of fun. It was the era of you tell your parents you were going to go out and play and ride your bike around town, and then you'd come back when it was dinner time.
Yep. Right.
And I was like, yep, that's kind of the small town life.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Let's see. What is your relationship with your family like? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it kind of like in the middle?
I'd say it's pretty good. I mean, I think I get along with most folks most of the time. It's kind of one of those things where I would say 90% of the time everything is great, and then 10% of the time, maybe there's a conflict or something. But
Right.
but really, if I was to tally up everything, it'd be like it's. I'm very blessed. Like I feel like
Right.
there's so much good. It's ridiculous.
Yep. Well, it's definitely a good thing because not everyone has a great relationship with their family. I know. So
Yeah.
we're definitely both blessed in that way. So
Yeah.
yeah. See, have you ever been to Africa? It's kind of a random one.
I have not. That would be cool.
Yeah, same here. I've always wanted to go, but have you ever been toilet papering before?
Yeah, I have. Sadly, and much more.
Yeah.
There were times during, it was all during my high school years, and yeah, that was great fun. Kind of the era of pranks, I guess.
Yeah.
And I would do everything like like shaving cream on a car, or
Oh yeah.
just I remember, and this was like a friend I had. I thought, oh, it'd be fun to put weird things in his car, and like this is horrible actually, but I took an onion and I chopped it, and then I put it in the vents.
Oh dang. Oh man.
I mean,
Never
it
thought
was
of that
kind
one.
of like a junker car, anyways. But now I look back and I'm like, oh, that's pretty horrible, because
Yeah, right.
all would be pretty bad.
Yep. Yeah, you got to live with that smell for a while, probably. But yeah, I've got some pretty crazy stories from toilet papering myself. I'm actually waiting. I'm not going to share them now because this is your interview. We focused on you, but but I have a friend of mine who's going to be interviewing me pretty soon. My buddy Chris. So you'll hear some crazy stories once that comes out. Yeah, but let's see. Who are some people that inspire you or just make you really happy?
Oh, geez. Well, I guess in terms of just people I know personally, definitely my mom is just, I mean, I just love her so much. Yeah. And she's such a kind person, and she's really given me just a lot of just the kind of steadiness and values that I've benefited from. In terms of like, I don't know, like people in history, people like John Lewis, who was one of the guys that walked across the Edmund Pettus Bridge during the Civil Rights era, and it was kind of the era of the nonviolent protesters. And I mean, the cops would come and just beat the crap out of them, and they would just be walking.
Right. Crazy.
But he kind of like that kind of thing where you put yourself in harm's way to kind of, I don't know, try to help people see, something better. And so that's inspirational to me. I don't think I could ever do that because
that'd be scary.
Yeah. But yeah, stuff like that. I really just admire people who somehow find it within themselves, whatever their personal circumstances are, to just kind of like, I don't know, try to be kind to people. So
yeah,
we're all imperfect, but I kind of look to those people as like, okay, maybe I should emulate that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I definitely kind of gravitate towards the same thing. Anyone that shows kindness, like I definitely gravitate towards those type of people. So
well, and this is a fictional character, but I don't know if you've seen this show. I think it came out last year. It's called Ted Lasso.
Oh yeah, I actually watched the first season.
Yeah, and I just thought it was hilarious, and also just kind of like, I love this guy's positivity. Like that's inspiring when you see somebody who's like, okay, let's try to work through our stuff, try to be positive.
Yeah.
But yeah, so even that's a fictional character, but I'm like, yeah, that's kind of like how I would like to approach life.
Yeah, and he's super positive even when people are just constantly trying to tear him down. He just stays totally positive and happy.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
a lot of humor out of that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Let's see. see, name something that makes you unique, unusual, or different. So, like, for example, like for me, I was born with a stutter, so you can kind of see that when I talk. Sometimes I have like a little bit of hard time like spitting out words, but not everyone might know that. They might think maybe I'm looking a little nervous when that's not always the case. So, but do you have anything that doesn't have to be like something like that, but just anything in general that makes you kind of unique?
Yeah. Well, I think definitely my sense of humor is kind of unique, because I'll find things funny that maybe not a lot of people would.
Yeah.
So like, I might laugh at something and nobody else will be laughing at it. But I just kind of I like the kind of off kilter humor where it's a little bit strange, I guess. I don't know. That's something that I respond to.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of maybe my unique sense of humor.
Yeah, we always look forward to your Christmas cards every year. You
Oh,
get
yeah.
pretty like off the wall, kind of just random things that are actually pretty hilarious.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Where do you work or go to school? I know you work out of school. So.
Yeah. So I teach at Boise State. Yeah, although most of it's online these days, but yeah, I think that'll change here pretty soon. I think in the fall I'll be teaching some face-to-face classes, but yeah,
Okay.
that's where I'm at.
Nice. Do you have a favorite color?
Yeah, I'm not, well, maybe like blue, or like there's a blue, green, turquoise. Like it's the color of water, like in a tropical area. I just think when I see that just like totally like I can feel my blood pressure go down.
Yeah, right. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. What things have made you cry before? Like it's like books, movies, maybe personal experiences. Anything that comes to mind?
Yeah, I'm not a huge. I don't cry a lot, but I kind of wish I cried a little bit more, because sometimes I think I hold it in. That kind of emotion thing. I would say in terms of movies, the one thing where it's guaranteed to make me cry is if it's a movie about a real story, and then at the end they start to bring in the real people.
Oh yeah.
That always, I don't know, there's something about that where it just kind of like you feel like, oh, this kind of really happened. Like if you've ever seen Schindler's List and they show the people that survived, that went through the concentration camps. Oh man, that stuff like
that's
that.
Very powerful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I'm always weird when it comes to crying. Like remember when my grandpa died, I didn't even cry at all, but like I was pretty sad about it, but like I didn't really cry. And but then I watch a movie like Marley and Me or something like that, or like Where the Red Fern Grows. Both of those two movies just have me bawling like that. But like I don't know, they're just kind of depends on the situation. It's not really to say that like one's really makes me more sad than the other. Just kind of, I don't know, like something about watching those movies just makes me cry. I don't know.
Yeah. I was watching this movie. It was called Lucky, and it's like this. It's kind of like it's. There's not a lot that happens in this movie. There's an old guy played by Harry Dean Stanton. He just kind of is going through his life. It's sort of the slice of life kind of movie. There's a point in the movie where he's invited to some friend's quinceanera. So like these Mexican people, and they're having a fun time. And at one point he starts singing this very mournful song out of nowhere. And there was it like took me by surprise. And I just thought it was like so beautiful. Like it was such a beautiful moment. I couldn't help but tear up a little bit. I'm like, whoa. I don't cry at movies typically.
Yeah, that's always interesting when those moments that you don't even expect would make you cry. They kind of catch you off guard a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Have you ever been in a car crash before?
Not really. I mean, I've had a few fender benders, like nothing really serious.
That's good. That's very
Really
lucky.
not avoided that.
Yeah, right. That's good. See, do you have anything uh weird or unusual that you're obsessed with, or you have to have done? Like for me, just to give you an example, so I when I go to sleep, I always have to have all the closet doors closed, like pretty much all the doors in the room closed. I don't know why. I'm not like afraid of anything or anything. It's
Uh-huh.
just that would like weird thing. Like I just can't sleep. It's like I don't know. It kind of makes my mind race or something. It's weird. Do you have anything like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know as if I have any of those kinds of rituals.
Yeah.
I think there are some times where, like, if stuff is untidy, I'll feel like I'm not at rest. Like I can't sit down and enjoy watching something if there's like something like a bunch of dirty dishes or something. Like I feel like I have to go
Oh
take
yeah.
care of them first or something like that. But
Yeah.
that's about it. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else really.
All right. Yeah. Sounds good. Do you prefer croutons or bacon bits on a salad?
Probably croutons. Although I'm trying to cut back on more carbs,
Yeah.
but yeah, if I had a salad and that was the option, I'd go with croutons.
Yeah, for me, the option is just croutons or bacon bits, no salad.
Oh, there you go.
Fine. Yeah, right.
Both croutons and bacon bits, and no
Yep,
salad.
right. Yep. But do you prefer two doors or four doors on a car? Do you have a preference?
Probably four doors. I'm more about convenience than style.
Yep.
So if it's functional, that's my main thing. Like I can get
Yep.
stuff in the car.
Yep. That's kind of the way I am too. Do you prefer Sprite, 7 Up, or Sierra Mist if you had to choose?
If I had to choose between three, and I don't really drink any of them, but probably 7 Up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
I don't really drink a lot of pop anymore. I like Snapple, the diet peach tea thing.
Oh yeah.
I used to do. I like peach stuff. Like I used to drink the Fresca peach.
Oh yeah.
Then I kind of moved on to Snapple, and yeah.
Speaking of the peach stuff, that's what I've got in this cup here. This is some peach Fresca.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's some good stuff.
Yep. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Did you ever sleep with a blanket or a stuffed animal, like a special one when you were a kid, or maybe now?
Yeah, I don't know. I probably did when I was maybe a child, but I don't really remember having a favorite stuffed animal or anything, or like a special blanket. Yeah. So, and now it's just kind of like, yeah, covers. I'm good.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That must have been something like in my family, and then a little bit in our extended family, because I know that like Bonnie and Melinda had a couple blankets they slept with, and then me and my sibling did. I think that I wore my blanket down. We called it a whoopee. We wore it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wore it down to just a piece of it, and I think I have it like in a box somewhere, like in storage.
Oh, nice.
A little piece that I have left. Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's see. What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Well, I'm going to mention too, because there's the Umpqua brand chocolate with peanut butter is pretty good.
Nice.
And then there's Tillamook. I forget the exact name. I think it's something like a moo malt.
Okay.
And that's pretty good stuff too.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll have to try both of them. I don't think I've ever had either one, so just have to give them a try.
Yeah, both Tillamook and Umpqua, I think, are pretty good brands.
Yeah, I like them because like they're like flavors are actually super solid, and they don't overload like with like too much extras. They kind of keep it simple, but like what they do have is like really good. You can, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. What's your favorite breakfast food?
I like the Mexican stuff, so breakfast burritos or
I don't know.
yeah, anything where like when we were in Mexico last year at the hotel, they had these they're called chilequiles.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm saying that
Yeah.
right, but it's basically this plate with these tortilla chips where they kind of smother it in this salsa verde type of sauce or green chili
Oh yeah.
sauce, and then
Yeah.
the chips get kind of soft and gooey, and then there's
Okay.
sometimes some beans or some eggs, and I could eat that every day of my life if I had something like that.
Yeah, like I think I need to branch out into more stuff like that. I eat way too much cereal. Like I've got like 10 boxes in my pantry. So
Oh yeah, yeah, cereal's always good too, but-
Yep, yep. But let's see. What's your favorite uh non-breakfast food? So like maybe something for the, let's say for like dinner or something.
yeah. Well, pretty much everything, unfortunately, but yeah, if I had like to pick like a favorite, it would be pizza from Flying Pie.
Oh
Their,
yeah.
their contest combo, which kind of like is their combination. That's pretty good. That'd be a good if I had like a final meal or something like I'd want one of those.
Yeah. So that just kind of makes me think it kind of off the list question, but has your name ever appeared on the name of the day for Flying Pie? Have you ever seen it up there?
I don't remember. I think Chaz did. They had
Oh,
a
yeah?
Chaz up there one day, and we had to do that.
Yeah, right.
And that was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Yeah, they had my name on there once, so I went in for that too, and they actually let you go in the back and make your own pizza for that day.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, so that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like how fun their restaurant is. I mean, even just beyond the food quality, they kind of have this just sort of good vibe.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they have some kind of just like some little quirky things too, or like some little humorous things, like they have a little iced tea on the little like soda dispenser,
Yeah.
ice cube or whatever. Yeah, they do stuff like that. Yep. What's your favorite dessert?
Oh, geez. There's like all of them, but probably probably some kind of maybe a chocolatey cheesecake kind of thing from the Cheesecake Factory. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of them, really.
No, exactly. It's one of mine.
But yeah, that'd probably be my favorite if I had to pick a favorite.
Nice. When you wear socks, do you usually wear long socks, mid-range socks, or ankle socks? Do you have a preference?
Oh, I don't even think about it. They're probably like mid-range. They don't go up too high, but
yeah.
But yeah, I don't have any of the little tiny socks either.
Yeah, right. Do you have a color preference, or do you just go with the basic white?
Yeah, usually white, or like if it's the dress sock, black.
Okay.
I don't really have a lot of, say, funky socks.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, it's cool that they exist, but I just don't have any.
Yeah. I've got a few pairs. I don't really like necessarily buy them myself. Well, actually, I bought one because they're Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that's like one of my things.
Oh, yeah.
I love Ninja Turtles. So, but besides that, though, I seem to get gifted them quite a bit. So, but they're always fun to have. So if I get gifted them, I'll definitely wear them. So
Yeah.
yeah. But do you have a favorite holiday?
Well, I'm going to go with the obvious one and say Christmas, because, well, for many reasons, but I like how it's basically like a whole month. So, I mean, for some people even longer, but yeah, once you hit December, you get all the decorations, and I love like the Christmas music, the movies, and then you get into obviously the spiritual significance, but like there's so much enjoyment to get out of it, and I think it seems like most people are, it's like they're a little bit happier, a little bit lighter. People are happy with each other. So yeah, Christmas kind of, it sort of checks all the boxes.
Yep, right. I mean, is there a certain time that you, well, like, I guess what would be the best time to turn on the Christmas music? Like, is there a certain time you like to put it on, or maybe you're one of those you can listen to Christmas music anytime?
Yeah, I think officially for me, it's got to be the day after Thanksgiving, and then once you've hit the 26th, I don't. Yeah, and really the only reason is I don't want it to get too tired. Like I don't want to get sick of it.
Right.
So I have to discipline myself to like say, okay, this is the time period.
Yep. Right. Yeah, it kind of makes sense to just kind of keep it special for a special time, you know. So you just have fun during that season, you know. But do you have a favorite time of the year? Like maybe like I don't know, just like a season or like a certain time you like?
My favorite season is fall. It's usually for me the best temperature. Like it's not too hot, not too cold yet.
Yep.
There's usually like a month or maybe 2 months of like just great temperatures. I kind of like the cool colors and stuff where the leaves turn and I also associate just kind of like going back to school, beginning of football season. A lot of times that's when they start to come out with the kind of like maybe Oscar movies, which, you know, I like to kind of see those.
Oh, yeah.
So kind of, fall is a good season. Oh, and then as it starts to get a little bit colder, then you can start to have all those great chilies and soups and things.
Oh, yeah. Yep, for sure. Nice. Let's see. You have a favorite song of the moment, like, or like a favorite, like, maybe artist or a band that you like to listen to kind of right now? Is something you've been into?
Yeah. When I was looking through the questions, I thought it's kind of like the older I get, the more likely it is I'm just going to listen to older stuff. But I do try to listen to some new stuff so I can kind of, you know, stay up with it. But I'm trying to think of stuff that I've listened to lately. Oh, talking about Ted Lasso, the theme song is by I think its name's Marcus Mumford from Mumford and Sons.
I didn't know that. Nice.
And I've been listening to that on Spotify. It's a great song, and I also like stuff by Bleachers. They had a new song out called Chinatown that they did with Bruce Springsteen, and that's kind of the stuff I like from our modern era.
Nice. Nice. Very cool. Do you have a favorite word or a phrase that you like to use, or that you kind of notice that you use a lot?
Yeah, I probably use a lot of, I don't know, cliches and catchphrases that I'm not even aware of. The ones I do say "alrighty" a lot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Which I don't know if Jim Carrey invented that, but
alrighty then.
Yeah. or I'll say and I think this was from Raising Arizona. I'll say, "Well, okay then."
So
if somebody says something like, you know, I don't know, if they just make a statement, I might say, "Well, okay then."
Yeah, right.
But yeah, there's probably others, but those are the two that come to mind.
Yeah, for me, I think that I just overuse the word "cool" a lot. Like that's like my go-to response when someone asks me something. Say, "Okay, cool, like very cool, all right, cool."
Yeah.
Like so. I mean,
great word. It's very cool.
Yeah, right. It is. Do you have a favorite store that you like to shop at, or do you even like shopping?
Yeah, I'm not a huge shopper, and that goes back to like I just really don't like a lot of crowds. But any bookstore, like bookstores, I like because you can kind of browse and wander around and just sort of find stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a fun experience. And typically, like there's a store here in Boise. It's called Rediscovered Books, and it's downtown.
Oh yeah.
It's just kind of fun to go through. There was that bookstore in Portland called Powell's.
Oh yeah, Pals is awesome.
And it's like a whole block of books. So stuff like that, where it's kind of like it's a pleasant experience to wander around.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Yep. Awesome. What do you do most often when you're bored?
Well, sadly, probably eat. Like I'll just snack. So I'm trying to stop actually, because I'd like to be more healthy and lose some pounds. So I'm trying to like maybe stop snacking when I'm bored, and find other things. So even when I get the urge to do that, I might. So now I'm just trying to think of other things to do, whether it's like something physical, just move around, or listen to music, or read something. Those kinds of things.
Nice. Do you have a pet peeve or anything like really annoying that people do that kind of like irritates you or anything?
Yeah. So I was trying to think of pet peeves where it truly is a pet peeve. Like I think it's like singular to me. And two things popped up, and it's like, one is when you go to the grocery store and people are going down the middle of the aisle and they stop to chat with other people and you can't get through, or or they stop in the middle of the aisle and they become like can readers. They're reading the can, which is okay, but like some people read them a very long time.
Right.
I'm like, what are you getting out of this can? You should know what's on the label.
Right.
So I'm kind of like stuck there, and I'm kind of I don't really like confrontation. So it's kind of like I could say excuse me, or pardon me, or whatever, but I feel like I shouldn't have to.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So then I just become angry in silence. But that really shouldn't be a pet peeve. It's and it's kind of a joke pet peeve, not really.
Yeah.
But when people back into a parking spot, and I think, oh, somebody's a fancy parker.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for some reason I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Like that's always kind of like seemed really weird to me. Like I thought I was the only one that like thought that was like really weird. Every time that I see it, I'm like, "What are you doing? Just park like a normal human being. Just move forward."
And I realize maybe for some vehicles it's easier to get out and everything, but and I shouldn't be. What does it really matter to me, right?
Yeah, right.
It's one of those things like, oh boy, here's another fancy parker.
Yeah, right. Yep. Yep. I totally understand that one. Yep. Do you have a favorite salad dressing?
Probably my favorite, and I like ranch, but probably the number one dressing is the Italian dressing from the Olive Garden. I don't know what's in it, but man, it's good.
That's good stuff. And they put like crack in it, something addictive.
Yeah, there's something.
Yeah, right. Yep. Do you have a favorite number and why, if you do?
I don't really. I don't have a lucky number. I'm not. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on that one.
That's all right. Yeah. Do you? Let's see. Oh, if you had 3 wishes, what would they be? And you can't wish for more wishes. So anything else?
Yeah, there's always 2 ways to take the 3 wishes thing. You could be like, I'm gonna heal the world with my wishes, or it could just be like, I'm gonna have fun with it.
Yeah.
And I think in the interest of making the answers interesting, I'm gonna go the second route, which is just have fun with it. So if I had 3 wishes, I would wish for like I had healing powers, like I could heal others and myself, because I figured that would be very useful.
Yeah.
And then, what else? If I could go back in time and visit my own experiences again, like if I could go back to, like, I mean, we have pictures, we have videos, but how cool would it be to be like, oh, I want to experience what it was like on my second birthday or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
I'd like to see that again. So I
Yeah.
wish I had that magic power. And the other one would be to teleport anywhere I wanted. So it'd really help me travel. Like I could
Right.
totally avoid airplanes and just teleport everywhere.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd actually love that. Yeah. So that kind of goes into the next one a little bit. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Yeah, it would definitely be teleporting, I think. And maybe I would extend it to be like I could teleport other people with me, so we
yeah. Yeah, that'd be awesome. It wouldn't be any fun if like you're like, let's go on a vacation. Well, I can teleport. No.
Yeah, I'll be in Hawaii.
Yeah, right. So the next one I just put, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, yes, we all need to grow up a little more. But like, do you have any like anything that you'd like to do, or are you pretty happy with where you're at maybe?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I mean, in terms of my job, I enjoy what I do, so I don't feel unsatisfied in any way. I think just in general, and this would include to work and personal life, but I just want to get better at, just being in the moment, I guess, of cherishing every moment that I get, and whether that's, in my relationships, whether that's in work, whatever that is, it's just trying to make the most of it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very important. What would you say is the best thing about life?
Oh, geez. There's so much.
Right.
I would definitely say it's the relationships that we have. Like that's kind of key to everything.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. Okay, so if you could pick 10 things, and if you can only think of 5, that's fine. But just any 5 or 10 things you could have in this entire world, what would they be? Like things, actual physical things.
Oh, well, let's see. I guess. Geez, I don't even know.
If you can't think of any, that's totally fine. We can.
Maybe there are the different pieces of art that I would like.
Yeah, right.
Things like that. I can't really think of a lot of things. It'd be nice to have, I don't know, a cabin or something like that. But cool. I don't know. I feel pretty happy with the things I already have. So
good. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What is your favorite place? Like maybe it's a place, I don't know, it could be anywhere actually.
Well, probably my favorite place is home. It's always comforting, kind of just a nice, safe place to be. And in terms of like other places, like Redfish Lake is about as beautiful as it gets, with the sawtooths in the background.
Yeah, I love that.
I mean, I've been a few places in the world, and there's the beauty of Italy and everything, but I would put Redfish Lake up against any natural beauty. It's gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yep, I definitely grew up going to Redfish Lake as a kid. We went all the time. So yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Name some of your favorite things that you've ever done, or your favorite experiences that you've had.
Yeah, you could probably guess what I would say here, but the Camino, walking the Camino de Santiago.
Oh yeah.
Actually, it in some ways it seems like that was yesterday, but it's getting up to like what, 5 years? It's been 5 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, just something like that, where it was challenging for me physically. but it was really rewarding, and you got to meet people you'd never meet otherwise, and it was beautiful to see Spain. And I got to do it with Carrie, so it was like my someone you really love, and I mean it was just like kind of a peak life experience. We'd like to do it again. We were talking about maybe you can do another route where you come up from Portugal.
Oh wow!
To Santiago.
That'd be cool.
We'd like to do that before we get too old and creaky to do it.
Yeah, right. Before your body can't handle it anymore. Yeah. What are some of your favorite movies?
Oh, again, so many. The first one that I could not say would be Star Wars. And part of it is because that's what I grew up with. That was kind of my childhood was Star Wars. And it's like I can't even see the movie objectively anymore because it was such a key experience to see that when I was 7 years old. And I think a lot of the favorite movies and stuff, favorite music or whatever, it all comes up from when we were first having those new experiences. So like when I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark, I was probably like 12. And so that kind of, when you're 12, that blows your mind. I mean, it's good at any age, but when you're 12, that's the key list of all the things a 12-year-old kid would want to see.
Right. That is.
So kind of those types of movies. I do like old black and white movies like Casablanca. I'll watch that all the time. I love black and white movies because they give you something that I don't think a lot of modern movies give you, which is, I don't know, there's some sort of old-timey atmospheric thing to it that I just like. It takes me to another place.
Nice.
In terms of comedies, probably like Raising Arizona and Ghostbusters and
nice.
Stuff like that.
Awesome. What are your favorite books?
Oh, geez. Probably the book I've read the most has been The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. It's also, they made it into a pretty good movie too. It's a black and white film. But I like, I've been reading a lot from this author, Isabel Allende, who writes in Spanish, but then they translate it. And she's originally, I think, from Chile. And she writes historical fiction. So you get a lot of the history of places, but then they add all sorts of interesting drama and characters to it.
Yeah, I actually love historical fiction. That's probably my favorite genre is probably fantasy for me, but number two is probably historical fiction because I love kind of real events but then they can add a little bit as long as they're not too far. Not any like Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Some of those are like way out there, but like just some of the kind of fun where they just add a little bit to kind of spice it up,
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. Let's see. Do you have a favorite comic book? Series?
Yeah, I mean it kind of because the writers and artists change. Yeah, my favorite comic book kind of shifts. Probably I'd go back to, again, comic books I read when I was younger, like in the 80s when I was in my teens. It would be Uncanny X-Men, which probably has one of the longest runs of just really good stories. Kind of
really good.
Yeah, kind of the template, I think, for a lot of the stories that would come after it in other comic books. But I mean, I love, I would say Batman is one of those comic books that it's really hard to even do it badly. I mean, they have, I mean, basically writers can do so much with that character.
Yeah, right.
And then Spider-Man, I mean, basically it's really hard to mess Spider-Man. Sometimes they'll do it, but for the most part, if you get to that core character, you're going to have a pretty good story, I think.
Yeah. I think that almost all of the I think you just said it are probably in my top five actually, because my favorite comic book character of all time, Spider-Man. Then my probably like in my top five is Uncanny X-Men, and then Batman's my favorite DC character, so I always kind of gravitate more towards Batman.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Marvel kind of guy. I kind of grew up more with Marvel, but if I could pick one go to DC, it'd definitely be Batman for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Let's see. What or who makes you laugh the most?
Well, in terms of, well, let's see, comedians. I mean, Jim Gaffigan is very dependable. I think I've seen all of his specials, and they're all pretty funny.
Yeah.
John Mulaney is really funny.
Oh yeah.
In terms of just sort of oddball humor, Tig Notaro is really funny. Oh, yeah. Very, very dry stuff. Like she'll just sort of a lot of awkward stuff.
Yeah.
If you've seen the show, Larry David's Curb Your Enthusiasm, that's always fun. It gets pretty kind of crude a lot of times, but yeah, it's definitely funny stuff.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of laugh at weird things. There's a movie that came out in the 80s called Ishtar, and it's considered one of the worst movies ever. And I watched it. I mean, I was like laughing all the time. And it's kind of about these songwriters who think they're really good, but they come up with these really bad songs. But yeah,
that's awesome. Awesome. Let's see. What are your favorite games? Like board games, card games, party games?
Well, definitely Scrabble is our go-to, and now that they have Scrabble Go, we play each other all the time, and that's a lot of fun. Definitely in terms of like say games we've played with the family, like the name game is a classic. You really can't go wrong with that.
I haven't played that in a while.
Yeah. So those are probably my top two.
Awesome. Do you ever play any video games? Do you have any video games you actually like?
Yeah, not really. I mean, I'm not. When I grew up, that's when the Atari first came out.
Yeah.
so we'd play Pac-Man and things like that. Pitfall. But I would say the game that is just kind of addictive is there's this various versions of this where you try to pop the bubbles. Like you send a little sphere.
And you shoot it up to it. Yeah.
You match the color. Then there's something just strangely compelling about that.
I think they call it like.
What's that?
Oh, I think they call it like Bubble Bobble or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It's probably the human equivalent of when you take some string and a cat chases it around.
Yeah, right. Yep. That sounds about right. Let's see. Do you have a favorite animal?
Let's see. I like the manatee.
Whenever
you see a picture of a manatee, it's just sort of like chilling, floating around.
Yeah.
That seems about right. I do like snow leopards. If you've ever seen the documentary series Planet Earth, there's a portion of it that they get footage of this snow leopard, and they have to like wait out in the snow forever because it's not going to come out of its cave. But when they do get a picture of it, it's just like this cool looking beast. It's just like this noble cat.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Let's see. What are some of your hobbies? Do you have many hobbies?
Not really. I'm trying to think what they might be. they're kind of like what sort of low key hobbies, I guess. I do like to cook, and I like to try new recipes. So that's kind of fun. I would say, I don't know if going on hikes is a hobby, but I like to do that. Just kind of very, very low key things.
Yeah. Nice. Very nice. Let's see. Do you have a story or two that stands out to you from your from any point in your life, like maybe growing up or like any kind of like just like stories that maybe like meant a lot to you, or maybe something funny might have happened, and it can even be just a quick thing you remember. But do you have anything like that?
Yeah. So, well, I mean, there's a million of them, but the thing that immediately jumps out at me, I don't know why, but when we went on our trip to Italy, it was like our first day in Naples, and we're walking around looking at stuff, and I really had to use the bathroom. And then I walked into this hotel and asked them if I could use their bathroom. And someone said, well, you go down these stairs. It's kind of like on the floor underneath the first floor. So I kind of go down these dark stairs, and I'm going into this area where there are like really no people and it's not very well lit, but I find this bathroom, go in it, and then, you do the thing where you kind of lock it behind you.
Yeah.
And then when I go to leave, I can't unlock it. It's like it's jammed or something. And I'm like,
really? Oh, shoot.
I'm like, I'm like trying to manipulate the handle, and I'm completely isolated. There's nobody there. I'm kind of underground, so I kind of can't even. So I'm thinking, so then I had the thought, how weird. I'm in a strange bathroom in Naples and I can't get out.
Yeah. Wow.
And then I would say it took me a good 5 minutes of just sort of playing around with this lock. And I think there was a trick to unlocking it.
Oh, wow.
And then I finally got out, and, Carrie was like, oh, that took you a long time.
Yeah. They give me like a mini panic attack or something.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Let's see. If money was no object and you could spend the day doing one thing, what would it be?
I'm probably going to maybe a music festival, or just visiting a natural beauty, just something kind of, you couldn't get otherwise.
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. Would you rather ride a bike, ride a horse, or drive a car if you could choose? One of those three.
Well, probably the most enjoyable is just riding a bike, but probably a car just if I had to get somewhere. But
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have to run to the bathroom. Do you care if I do that? All right.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yep. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so I'm gonna actually answer a couple of questions here for you guys. This is the time I like to take. And actually, I have a recommendation. I'm gonna save that to the end. Usually I start off with a cool recommendation. I got one, but it's coming at the end. Let's see. We'll go with hobbies for me. So some of my hobbies are I love sports, so especially basketball. I love to play basketball, and I love following the stats of like players and stuff. So I'm a huge NBA fan. So definitely that. Also movies. I've been trying to make it a goal of mine to watch 5 movies a week. So I'm going to see if I can do it for all of 2021. So far, I did it the first week. I think I want to say we're on week 2 of 2021, and I'm still working on it. I think maybe we're just starting week 3, so maybe I need to play a little catch up. I think I only watched 3 last week, so I have to play a little catch up on that one. But yeah, and then I also just like to travel. I love traveling, so any chance I can get out to travel, it could be just traveling somewhere in my local area, just going for a drive, or it can be flying somewhere. Or I haven't been out of the country actually at all, so I definitely want to do that. But I love just exploring my local area. Like today, it was Sunday, so I decided to just go out to visit the LDS temple that's in Spokane. I didn't even know that there even was one, but I looked it up to see what the nearest one was, just for fun, since we just moved here, and they actually have one in Spokane. So I went there, and there's some pictures on my Facebook, but it's this teeny tiny little temple that's like kind of like almost funny looking, but like kind of cute, you could call it, I guess. I don't know. There was a church building next to it that was actually even bigger than the temple, or yeah, that's bigger than the temple itself. So yeah, that was kind of interesting. Let me see. All right, sounds good. I was just talking about some of my hobbies. That was one of the questions we just did. So I'm telling people about that. Nice, but let's see where we left off. Oh, what would be your go-to song for karaoke night?
Oh, I think I've only done karaoke once or twice. I was thinking about this, like what song? I think it'd have to be something funny, because I would try to make it funny.
Yeah.
Probably like Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah.
Because you could bring in the audience, right? You just like, who are you gonna call? And then they'd be like Ghostbusters.
Yep,
so it would take the attention away from my horrible singing, make it more fun for everybody.
Yep, there you go. Yep. Yeah. Let's see. So if you absolutely had to, would you rather wash dishes, mow the lawn, clean the bathroom, or vacuum the house, or maybe some other chore?
Yeah. Gosh, it would probably depend on the size of the lawn.
Oh yeah.
Lawn.
Yeah.
Probably washing dishes. I actually kind of like it. It's sort of like you sort of, clean them up a bit, put them in the dishwasher. It's, I don't know, kind of relaxing in a way.
It's a little therapeutic almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. If you could go to the future or the past, which would it be, and why? And also, where would you go?
Probably the past, just because I can think of different places I'd like to visit. But it would be cool to be like, say, 1920s New York, maybe checking out like a jazz club or someplace where it doesn't really exist anymore.
Yeah, that'd be very cool. Yeah. Let's see. You might have already mentioned this one. I can't remember, but who's your favorite author?
Oh, yeah, I don't know as if I even have one, because I love to read, and I'll read all sorts of different authors. Maybe right now it's that Isabel Allende that I mentioned. But I think over time, when I was in my teens, I'd read a lot of Stephen King. So I've read a lot of his books. I mean, he writes a lot too, but I always liked his style of, there was a little bit of horror, but there was also kind of just some human element where you're really interested in the characters, and stuff like It and things like that.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. Who's your favorite director?
Oh, geez. Guys, it's just really hard to say.
You can name a couple if you got a few.
Yeah. I would say right now, I mean, in terms of modern directors, Christopher Nolan is really good. And I know you don't like him. Wes Anderson, they're kind of goofy, but I like how every movie, you know what to expect. Like, he's going to give you these little kind of dioramas and things like that.
Well, notice he likes to have things at like right angles, or like certain colors schemes.
Yeah. And some people are like, oh God, this is horrible. like, and that's okay. But I don't know. I kind of like it's kind of like it's something different.
Yeah, right.
Probably
No,
like
nothing
in terms
wrong.
of older directors like Steven Spielberg, Martin Scorsese, even going back way back like Orson Welles. I mean, he knew what he was doing.
Oh yeah,
So yeah.
nice. Do you have a favorite original film score, and what would it be if you did?
Actually, there's the movie version of Little Women that came
What?
out in the 90s. The music is beautiful.
Oh, nice.
And I just listen to it just to listen to it off quite
Yeah.
often. Also, the soundtrack, the score to there's a movie called Glory about it has Matthew Broderick, Denzel Washington. It's like
Oh
a
yeah,
movie, really beautiful music.
yeah. Shannon just actually showed me the movie for the first time about 2 years ago. I watched it for the first time, and I loved it. Yeah,
Yeah,
great.
it's really moving.
Yeah, it is. Let's see. What's your favorite day of the week?
Oh, geez. Probably predictably like Fridays.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
It's kind of like it's total chill, once you hit the evening. Yeah, just fun.
yep. Yeah. Do you have any favorite quotes that you can think of? Or
Hmm.
they're hard to quote off the top of your head, but maybe if you have it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure I do. Yeah, there's a quote. I forget who originally said it, but the basic idea is we're all here to walk each other home. So it's that idea of, we're here, we're supposed to kind of be our partners with each other on this journey, that kind of thing. And I just like that. Oh, there's another one. We need not think alike to love alike.
Oh
And
yeah,
kind of resonates with me.
yeah, yeah, definitely. So surprises, yay or nay? Do you like them? Do you like surprises?
I'm not against them. I don't know if I really
Or you really care? Maybe you're
hate them.
neutral.
I'd probably I'd rather have an idea of what's happening.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe the difference would be like with movies. I like to be I don't like to know everything going in. It's
Yeah.
It's nice to be surprised like by the plot or what happens.
Yeah. And that actually plays into the next question. And do you care very much about spoilers? Like, do you care if you get spoiled? I guess.
I'm not like super on my guard about it, but I do. If there's a movie coming out that I'm really interested in, I won't read a lot of things about it. Like I'll try to avoid knowing. Like so when like the Avengers Endgame was coming out, it's like I didn't want to know anything. I'm just like I want to go into it fresh.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. So, what is one strong political belief that you have? And there's no judgment here. Just what would be one?
Yeah, I don't know if I have a strong political belief. I kind of have this idea, I guess, about government is that I guess I feel like it should be working for people. And I think at its best, when it's working correctly, it could actually be helpful. So I don't necessarily think of all government as bad, but just that it kind of depends on what you do with it, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. Let's see. If you could relive any moment from your past, what moment would it be and why? Or would you even do it?
Oh, well, it'd be fun to go back to my wedding day with Carrie, just because, I mean, so many people that I care about were there. I mean, it'd be, and I think my relationship, say with you guys and Carrie's family, I was still getting to know people, and it's like now I could go back and I'm like, it'd be fun to revisit on people on that day. And there were people that say Carrie invited I didn't know that I now know, and so like
Yeah.
I'll see people in pictures and I'm like, oh, who's that? And when I first saw the pictures, I'd be like, who's that? And now I know who they are, and now it's like, oh, it's kind of like friends that I didn't even know that I know now were at my wedding.
Yeah, right. Yep.
So probably that'd be a fun day to revisit.
Yeah, definitely. What is the best feeling in the world? Would you say, or feelings if there's more than one?
Oh, just there are some moments where everything is feeling good, everything's going well, and maybe the weather's really nice and you feel a little bit of sun, and it's kind of like you get a taste of like just sort of that best feeling of like, oh, everything feels so blessed in this second.
Yep.
So those kinds of things where they're sort of random, they're just sort of pop in there, and I love it when that happens.
Yeah, same. Would be the worst feeling in the world, do you think?
The worst is probably I don't know, just feeling like when you feel despair, I guess, when you feel like you're kind of caught in a moment of bad juju or whatever. I guess the worst is feeling like, oh, I messed something up, or like I could have done that better, and feeling a little bit of shame about that. So kind of like when I feel those things, it's like I kind of have to figure out, okay, well, how do I learn from that and make the next moment better?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. What is the best gift that you've ever received? Do you have anything that maybe stands out?
Trying to think. I mean, basically anything that kind of comes from the heart, like it's heartfelt, or something even that's a little funny, that kind of like speaks to something about you. I'm trying to think of something specific now, but I can't really. But yeah, just anything. A lot of times it's just a thoughtful message in a card or something like that that really means a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Have you ever received any really bad gifts or like anything really weird? You don't have to like call anybody out, but have you like gotten something just weird or off the wall, and you're like what is this?
Yeah. Actually, going back to my wedding, there was an old teacher I had that made me this bizarre piece of art, and it was like these weird sticks, and they were it's kind of like a wreath or something, but there are these sticks, and there are these metal rhinoceroses that were put in them, and I'm like, I don't even know what that is.
Right.
And it was kind of funny, but it was like, it was so ugly you didn't even really want to look at it.
Right.
So I don't know if it was that the person that did it was just not a very good artist, or if they were thinking it would be hilarious.
Right. Yeah. Maybe it's just a weird piece of like modern art or something. I don't know. Yeah. But let's see. Have you ever given any thought to what a future son or future daughter's names would be, or not really?
Oh, like if I had more kids, you mean, or
yeah, if you had any more kids, or maybe some names that like you maybe going to use for the kids you already have and you never did, or something. Could be that too.
Well, I think, I don't know, the older I get and the more funky I think names get, I think the best names are often just sort of traditional ones that I've, kind of like your old English. I mean, the Michael and the Anthony and Susan, and like anything that kind of has a classic feel to it, I think will always come back around at some point. So something that's kind of timeless, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Do you have a favorite amusement park? Do you like amusement parks, really?
Um, I mean, I liked them more when I was younger. Again, I'm becoming a cranky old man. Am I going to mess around with crowds? Probably. Yeah, I'm more likely to go. Oh, I don't know, to a museum or something. But I do like
Yeah.
Disneyland. I've never been to Disney World, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I think one of the things that I'm kind of looking forward to, or maybe more of the newer Star Wars theme stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I still haven't gotten a chance to go to any of those. I've been to Disney World and Disneyland, but not since they built Star Wars Land. So that's definitely on my list to do. Because Shannon and I were actually had a trip to California this last year in 2020 planned, but because of COVID, we had to kind of postpone it. So we actually won a trip in a contest actually. So they pay for your airfare, hotel, and then we got tickets to Disneyland and Universal Studios. So we're waiting to use it. So yeah, so that was a pretty cool thing to win. But
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so hopefully maybe this summer we're gonna see how COVID plays out, but we'll see. Yeah, but
Right.
Let's see. What is one material possession that you could not go one day without? Like just something that you need every day.
Oh, well, water.
Yeah.
or like you mean like an object?
Yeah, kind of more like a physical object or something. Maybe you don't have anything, but
yeah, I don't really have any. I actually have a pocket knife that I really like. That was my dad's, and I use that a lot just to open things.
Nice. Yeah, my dad, when I was interviewing, he just said a car because it's something that you got to use every day to get places.
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of essential. But or I think that my friend Chris, he said a toilet. So
yeah. Plumbing is one of our greatest luxuries.
Yep. Right. Let's see. So thunderstorms. You think they're cool, scary, annoying, or no opinion?
I think they're really cool. I really like thunderstorms.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to get hurt by one, but I love if I'm in a safe place and can kind of watch it. I really like that. I think it's one of the coolest things. I've been in some before where I got caught out in a storm hiking, and you hear that if you've ever been in a thunderstorm where the thunder is so loud, it puts the fear of God into you, because you're
right. Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, now I know how people felt when they didn't have homes to go to.
Yeah, right.
But typically, I think they're just really cool to watch. If you're in a nice, warm, dry place.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. What's your favorite smell? Do you have any favorite smells?
Well, let's see. I like probably I like lemon or citrusy things, or like lavender, pine. Like whenever, that's why I love the real Christmas tree. When you can get a real one, it makes your place smell nice.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's see. So name a goal or a goal or two that you have for this week, and then maybe one for like this month or a little further out, and then one for like 10 years down the road.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's a good one. Well, like most people, I've made New Year's resolutions, so um, I've I've been pretty good about following them so far, but we've only been in it half a month.
Yeah, right.
Um, but my goal, like I've been trying to exercise more. Um, I've been doing this workout video. It's called Size, Cize, and it's
Oh,
like
really?
it's kind of funny. They're saying it's the end of exercise. Size.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of a fun. But
Yeah.
but they do this dance routine, and I'm horrible at it. But my goal is to do it 3 times a week, and So I'm going to try to do it Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then which I have been doing, and I'm hoping I'll still be doing it this week and just continue forward.
Yeah.
Just trying to do something every day, like go for an hour walk or something physical where I'm moving. Trying to cut back on my basically carbs and sugars, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are kind of my goals, for this week, this month, and really the year.
Yeah.
I'd like to get, over the year, I'd like to lose, maybe about 25 pounds if I could, which I think is doable. Yeah, that's like 2 pounds a month or so.
Right. Yeah.
So I figure that's a doable goal. 10 years, I don't know. I haven't thought about it too far ahead. We would like to do another Camino maybe in a couple years, maybe next year actually. But
oh, nice.
But I'd have to stay on that exercise routine,
Right.
kind of get back into shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like different places I'd like to go over the next decade, but I'd like to go to Greece. I'd like to go to Barcelona. I don't know if you're familiar. In Barcelona, there's this kind of strange looking cathedral called the Sagrada Familia, and it almost looks like something out of Lord of the Rings.
Oh, wow.
And they've been working on it for like hundreds of years, and they're actually getting to the point where it's almost finished.
Oh, nice.
That's kind of like a bucket list thing. Like I'd like to see that someday.
Yeah.
But yeah, just kind of keep on keeping on. Hopefully, keeping up with my health.
Yeah. Yep, for sure. Do you have a favorite drink?
Probably the Diet Snapple peach tea is my favorite. I'll drink a lot of the sparkling water, things like that. Just because if I didn't, I would tend to drink soda. So it's just trying to have something where it's not so bad for you, but it kind of
gives you a little flavor,
Yeah, it gives you a little bit of that carbonation, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I've been trying to cut out soda quite a bit more. But where we used to live outside of Seattle, we had a horrible tap water, and so we got in a habit of just drinking a lot of soda or just random juice.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like stuff that was filled with way too much sugar. So, but where we moved to now, the water is actually pretty good right out of the tap here. So I've been trying to just actually just drink more water. So
yeah, me too. I'm trying to drink just more straight up tap water. Because I also think that is supposed to help you with, say, curbing like your hunger and stuff if you're drinking a lot of water too.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. Let's see. Do you have any food you don't like? Like, what are your least favorite foods?
So, yeah, I don't know if it was a bad experience I had when I was a kid, but I have a horrible reaction like to peas.
Oh, really?
And I think it was because when I was younger, I think maybe my mom forced me to eat some peas. Like you couldn't leave the table, and I was like sitting there for like hours until you ate all the peas.
Yeah.
And now when anybody even tries to offer me fresh peas or just the whole image of them makes me think of something gross and horrible.
Yeah.
I I like to joke. I'll say something like peas. It's what they're serving in hell.
Yeah, right. Nice. Nice. Yeah, let's see. Do you have a favorite candy or a candy bar?
I mean, yeah, anything the chocolate peanut butter combos is really good. Reese's are great. At Trader Joe's, you can get these they're like dark chocolate mini peanut butter cups, and they're too good actually because
Yeah.
once you get one of those, they're pretty addictive.
Really? Nice. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Went to Trader Joe's here the other day, and like, well, maybe it's just my like aversion to just the sound of health food. I mean, a lot of health food can actually be very delicious, but like just the like sound of it. I'm like, this is all supposed to be for like a lot of vegan stuff in here, a lot of just super healthy stuff. I'm like, I don't know if this is the right store for me, and I kind of like walked in and like took a quick look around and kind of backed out the door. I'm like, I don't know if I'm in the right place here. So
yeah.
I think I just need more experience with that. I need to be able to be a little more adventurous and branch out and try a lot of that stuff. So
yeah, they have a lot of. I mean, they have a lot of unhealthy stuff as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they have. I
Sure
would say their cookies are really good. They have all these different types of cookies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'll definitely have to try that because cookies are one of my weaknesses, probably.
Yeah. Can I step away just for a minute and then I'll come right back?
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, no problem. So I'm thinking tonight we might go a little over 2 hours since he stepped out a couple times, but we'll kind of see how it goes. But yeah, it looks like we're getting to we're almost to 100, so we're getting close to halfway. Let's see. For me, if I were to go over my least favorite foods, man, that's a list that's a mile long for me. Oh, excuse me, but probably like. Well, I definitely hate tomatoes. I always call tomatoes the devil's fruit. I can't stand tomatoes. So, yeah, like for some reason I actually have like an actual gag reflex. I can't swallow tomatoes for whatever reason. And I'm not very good with salad too. I actually have a story similar to David's where I was at the dinner table and my dad forced me to eat salad, and then I remember just like crying, saying, I don't want to eat it. I don't want to eat it. And I was probably like, oh, gotta be like a little even older than normal, like 12 years old or something. And my dad came out with the video camera and started actually filming me. So somewhere we have this video of me just crying over a bowl of salad because I just really don't want to eat it. I'm not a huge seafood eater. I mean, I will eat seafood if it's like breaded and like doesn't taste like fish. But for some reason, I really do like sushi. So I don't really know where that comes from, how I like sushi, but not much other seafood. And I do like shrimp too. So we'll eat that. And I don't like almonds for some reason. They're the one nut I can't they taste like when I'm chewing them up in my mouth, they just feel like ground up wood chips in my mouth. So I'm just kind of like not a huge fan of that filling. And then the same way with bananas. I don't like bananas because it's just more of a texture thing. I don't like the mushiness. I've seen too many smashed bananas from like little kids that smash them into the ground or into the. We're used to live with. We had a trampoline, and I seen them smashed right into the trampoline or something. Like, yeah, it's just not really my thing. And then I'm a little picky when it comes to cheese. I only like real mild cheese. I don't like I don't know, like a lot of European cheese. That I don't really like Asiago or like I don't know, like real sharp, like super sharp cheese. I don't like blue cheese for sure. I don't like goat cheese, like gorgonzola, like any of those kind of. No, I can't do it. It's just not my thing. But let's see. I'm just gonna kind of go over some of the last few questions, maybe the simpler ones. I'll get into the more detailed ones when someone interviews me, which will probably be Chris, who's gonna interview me. Let's see. My favorite smell, probably. I love the smell of like really fruity smells, especially on a girl. So on my wife, like I don't know. I like some perfumes, but it's got to be a fruity kind of smell, not a floral. I don't like floral things because uh, I'm allergic to flowers. So like fresh flowers. I mean, I can be around them, but like I'll start to get watery eyes and get like the sniffles and sneezing and stuff, and even just thinking about it, kind of making my eyes water just a little bit, but. Let's see. Some other favorite smell. I love the smell of gasoline at a gas station. I mean, I only like it when I'm at the gas station because I once had my brother accidentally spill some gas in a car, and that really got to me. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, I was just talking about my favorite and least favorite smells and where you were going.
Oh, no. Yeah.
That and then some foods I don't like, but
You can feel free to ask me a few questions. I did get a text from Chaz. He was wanting me to order him some pizza, so I might do that at the same time, but I'm just on the Domino's website.
oh yeah, sure, yeah, that's it.
So if you see me doing that, I don't want it to seem like I'm not interested, but
no, you're totally good. That's the beauty of the show. We just keep it super casual. So if you got to come and go or like do some things in between, it's all good.
Yeah, one of the things it's kind of cool about like Uber Eats and things like that is like if Chaz is like, oh, can you order me a pizza or something, I can just get on my phone and do it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it makes it way easier.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Let's see. Well, I don't know if you have. I'll just keep them to kind of like simple questions for the next couple. But do you have a favorite snack or a favorite junk food that you like?
I've been getting into like the pretzel crisps, like the ones that are flat, like they're almost like chips, basically.
Yeah.
And then I like get a thing of hummus. Like you can put those in hummus.
Oh yeah.
And I'm kind of addicted to that.
Nice. Nice. Do you have a favorite fruit or vegetable?
I like anything. Well, I like apples actually. I'll like even like a little apple, a little peanut butter. I think that's a good flavor combination. Anything citrus like oranges or grapefruit. Yeah, those are pretty good. I don't know if I have a favorite vegetable, but
yeah. For me, like probably all my favorite vegetables are the ones that are they're like probably not as healthy for you. So it's like corn or like green beans or like the ones I don't know that like are just you can find like in a can or something. You know?
Yeah,
yeah, or like frozen.
I like green beans too. Yeah.
But for me, like I have a weird thing. I like fresh green beans, but I kind of prefer canned ones. I don't know what it is, but I kind of like.
I do too. Yeah, they sometimes it seems like the fresh ones are often a little bit more chewy.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, yeah. And then when it comes to fruit, for some reason, like I actually really like fruit, but I can't eat very much fruit. At a time, like I would notice, like I'll like go and like cut up an apple. I'll eat 3 slices, and then the rest goes bad. I just don't eat a lot, or like I'll start to peel an orange, I eat a quarter of it, and then I don't eat the rest.
You can get, I forget what they're called. I think they're called rocket apples, but you get them in this bin, and they're like these little tiny apples. And just as a little snack, I'll just eat this little tiny apple. And then you kind of avoid those big giant apples. I mean, who can eat those?
Yeah, right. Yeah, we have way too many bowls of fruit that are sitting around our house that just end up starting to rot. You know, so way too many, more than we should.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you have a favorite clothing brand, or do you really care too much about it?
Um, yeah, I don't think I do. I do like T-shirts that are soft.
Yep.
like like I don't like the. Sometimes you get a T-shirt and it's like a little stiff. Uh,
Yeah.
my favorite T-shirt is often like ones I've had for years and I've worn them down to where they're like sort of thinner,
Yeah.
and they usually that's the point where it's like Carrie's like, hey, you've had that forever. It looks like it's about ready to disappear. I'm like, but
Like,
now it's
no.
most comfortable.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yep. In the same way, like and like for me, I have a thing about t-shirts. I kind of like kind of collect graphic tees a little bit, and
Uh-huh.
like like I've noticed that like certain places that I order them from like have a lot better quality than than other places. Because usually I order most of them online. I will buy some at a store here and there, but there's like certain ones that have that made it on my blacklist that like I like ordered one from them and I'm like no, that doesn't feel right, and
Yeah.
like the logo wears out way too quickly or something. I'm like no,
Yeah.
that's not for me. I won't be ordering from that site again.
Or
So
sometimes it's like because I'm a little bit I'm taller, I guess, but like my size is usually an extra large, but then there's so much variation. Like some you'll see like an extra large shirt and it's like very short somehow.
yeah,
And I want it to be the full length.
yeah, right, yeah. I've had those before because like I kind of bounce back and forth from a large and an extra large, and I'll buy some larges that are like almost too big for me, and then I buy some extra larges that are almost kind of tight on me, and so it's kind of like I never want to be that person that like has to try things on at the store. I don't like doing that, so I just grab it
Oh
and
yeah.
go. But like sometimes it might actually pay to do that. I don't
Yeah.
know. But let's see. Do you have a favorite TV show or shows? Multiple, probably.
Oh yeah. Well, again, going back, I think the show of the year for me was Ted Lasso. I
Yeah.
also like Better Call Saul,
Yep.
which I don't know if you saw the latest season, but they're moving
Yeah.
closer to Breaking Bad, and it's kind of
Yeah,
cool
they are.
to see how they're going to line up.
Yeah, you're seeing a few of the like characters show up here and there.
Yeah, I think they've just done a really great job with they they know you have you know what kind of what the end point is because it's the beginning of Breaking Bad, but you don't
Yeah.
know how to get there.
Yeah, for Better Call Saul, I always call it the best slow burn on TV.
Yeah,
Like they just like go super slow, but it's like so compelling and interesting.
yeah, and I kind of like stuff like that where there's an episode um, where Jimmy the gangsters pull him into a car and he has to drop his ice cream cone, and
Oh
so
yeah,
and then the very next episode they show this extreme close up of the ice cream cone, and there are these ants crawling over it, and they're playing like this triumphant music, like it's like this the best day for these ants ever that they've found this mountain of ice cream.
yep,
I just thought it was kind of a fun thing to do.
yeah, yep, definitely. Nice. See, what are your favorite bands or or singers of all time?
Let's see. Well, I really like, again, a lot of these are going to show my age because if it was popular in the 80s, I probably liked it. Like
Yep.
U2 is fun. Like Talking Heads, REM, stuff like that.
Yep.
I've kind of liked a lot of the older singers too, like with like jazz stuff, like Ella Fitzgerald and like just stuff that's kind of really pretty to listen to.
Yeah.
New stuff. I really think Lizzo's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great new stuff happening as well. But yeah, those are kind of my favorites.
Yeah. See, do you have a favorite song? Like maybe a song that stands out, or multiple?
Yeah, I have so many favorite songs. It's ridiculous. Uh, kind of ones I keep coming back to. Again, 80s stuff. Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Like I could just listen to that first few seconds, then it was
Yeah.
Crowded House, Don't Dream It's Over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's just random like old songs. Like Moon River, or things Frank Sinatra might sing, like Fly Me to the Moon, or I mean, just like there's just stuff that kind of does different jobs. Different songs do different jobs for me.
Yep.
There's some that just take me to a different time and era, and then there's some that like pump me up. There's some that's like really sad. But that's what's kind of cool about music, is like there are different jobs that do or different songs that do different jobs.
I think that's the beauty of like streaming services now. So like Spotify or Apple Music or something, you can have all your different playlists that like fit all your different moods, or like the different, I don't know, like different like well, some people can have like a workout mix, or they have ones that they want like some calming music, or they have some ones that they want to listen to get pumped up, So yeah. We definitely live in a really cool time for music, I think. So
yeah, I love Spotify, and I've actually been more open to trying different things, because it's like, you can basically listen to just about anything.
Yeah. Well, one of the things is that they have, I forget what it's called, but it's like that Spotify always has like a list of like recommendation songs. I forget what it's like, your like daily mix, or I can't remember what they call it, but it's like where they introduce new songs to you that you don't have on your playlist yet. And like I always feel like Spotify knows me better than I know myself. They'll like recommend like so much good music that I've never heard of before. And I'm like, where's this music been all my life? This is like really good stuff. So yeah, that's a lot of fun, and I always have fun discovering new music. So
yeah. One of my what most fun things to do with Spotify is I'll make a playlist and I'll kind of put some random songs on it that I like, and then I'll see what the suggestions are.
Oh yeah, yep. Yep, that's
so it's like, oh, what if I throw in an Ozzy Osbourne song? Now what do you got for me?
Yeah, right. Yeah, if I throw in some heavy metal or something, yeah. Yep. Let's see. Do you have any best friends?
Or yeah. So I have a few best friends. There's one friend, Aaron, who I knew maybe when I was, I think probably like 5 or 6, and we've never stopped being in contact with each other. And we all like the same things, like Star Wars, comic books, and things like that. I also have a friend that I made in high school. His name's Waylon, and he's a very good friend. He lives in California, but we're always in touch. I feel pretty lucky, actually, because I know not everybody, stays friends with maybe people you knew in school, but
yeah,
it just kind of worked out that way, that there were at least a couple people that I feel like are just, they've been there through every part of my life, basically.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because definitely not everyone has that. I probably can count on one hand the amount of friends that I have that are like that, because I probably have more friends than that, but I mean the ones that are really there, that've been there like forever, since like high school, and they've always been great friends. So yeah, there's only a few, but those friends are some of the best. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. What's your favorite time of the day? Like, are you more of a morning person, or do you like the nighttime? Or
yeah, I'm not a morning person. I do like the nighttime. I think it's kind of fun. Like around 10:30 is we'll watch like some of the late night shows, and we'll usually record them. Watch Colbert, or Jimmy Kimmel, or Fallon, and it's just kind of like a nice way to sort of wind down the day. Unfortunately, it's also a time where that's when I get cravings for snacks.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So I'm like, maybe that's a bad habit, but I do like that time of the day where everything's just sort of winding down, and you're just sort of chilling in your chair watching something funny.
Yeah. Do you have a bad time of the day?
Not really. I mean, it's always hard to kind of wake up. You're kind of groggy. You're
Yep,
like,
I'm the same
oh,
way.
I have to get out of bed. That sort of
Yep.
thing.
Yep, I'm not a morning person. Definitely more of a nighttime. Yep. But do you have a dream car that you've always wanted to have?
Not really. It would be nice to have a truck of some kind just so I could haul things.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Or like I always like the dream, kind of the hippie VW vans,
Oh, yeah.
like I always thought it'd be fun to have one of those and sort of drive around the country in it.
Yeah. I remember there's a kid in my high school that had one of those vans, and so I don't know, like he actually kind of like became popular just because he had that kind of van.
Oh, really?
So so everyone wanted to go and check it out. And also, he was in a band. That might have been part of it too. But,
Oh, nice.
yep. But what kind of car do you drive now?
It's a Mazda. Trying to think. It doesn't have it's like Mazda 6 or something like that.
Yeah, Mazda kind of just goes by numbers, I think.
It's like they didn't even bother to think of a name.
Yeah, right. Yep. But let's see. Do you have a most embarrassing moment that you would care to share, or not really?
Oh, I'm trying to think.
You don't have to if you don't want.
So like the first thing that just sort of pops into my head is kind of a moment of shame when I think it was, I don't know if it was junior high or high school. There was a period where me and my friends, we thought it was great fun to take rubber bands and put them on the ends of pencils and like shoot them at people. And you can do it kind of a sneaky way where like you're at your desk, you're like writing, you're like, phew, and start shoot somebody. And there was one time where it was me and a friend, we were walking down the hall, and you could take these stairs. And so lots of kids everywhere. And I took a rubber band and I kind of flipped it into the crowd, and it hit this kind of bigger girl. It hit her. She turned around, went into a rage. But the thing is, she thought it was my friend. And so she jumps on him and starts pounding on him. And I'm so caught up in how like ridiculous this is and how it all so quickly. I start I become uncontrollably laughing. And but I felt so bad because my friend didn't do anything, and yet he was the one getting attacked.
Right.
So I felt really bad about that. That was kind of embarrassing, and I'm had to apologize after that.
Oh man.
That kind of was the first thing that popped into my head.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Wow. See, how many pairs of shoes do you own? Do you know how many you own?
I mean, maybe if you count sandals and dress shoes. I don't have a lot of shoes. Maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6.
Yeah, I think that's pretty typical for most guys. That's about what I have too. So, yep. Do you have a favorite type of flower?
Well, let me think here to think about this. I don't think I do actually, but I think tulips are really pretty. So those are kind of cool.
Nice.
But yeah, probably that.
Okay. Who would you say are some of your favorite actors or actresses?
Let's see. I'm trying to think who's really good. I mean, the obvious ones I think are like Daniel Day-Lewis is amazing. Whatever he's
Yeah.
in, Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
One guy I really liked that unfortunately passed away was Philip Seymour Hoffman. Like I thought he was just great in everything he was in.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah, he's been in like all kinds, even like Twister. He's in the kind of weird roles, but he's in some like some really kind of, I don't know, like Oscar or like serious Oscar contender movies, you know.
Yeah, he was even the bad guy in I forget which one, but he was a Mission Impossible
Oh yeah,
bad guy, and
like
and
Mission Impossible 3.
yeah, and there was a point where Tom Cruise or Ethan Hunt, they kidnap whoever that character is, Philip Seymour Hoffman's character, and they come up with one of those Mission Impossible masks, so he can look like Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh yeah.
It's really the actor Philip Seymour Hoffman pretending to be Tom Cruise.
Right, yeah. That's pretty good.
It's like, I mean, he could be funny, he could be serious. He just kind of had a presence about him.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Let's see. How many pillows do you sleep with at night?
Let's see. So, well, I have one for my head, and then I have this is kind of a weird thing to admit. I have a weird pillow that I kind of sort of place on my head, and I kind of like, not that it's noisy, but it kind of keeps noise out, I guess.
Okay.
And then I have a body pillow that I'm kind of cradling, so I'm sort of like surrounded in pillows.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Let's see. How often do you buy clothes? Do you buy clothes very often, or do you just hang? Like, do you go long periods of time in between?
Yeah, it's very rare that I buy clothes. I mean, occasionally I'll buy a new shirt, but usually, like say with jeans, I'll have like maybe 3 pairs of jeans that I wear until they all start falling apart.
Yeah.
And then and only then, and usually very reluctantly, I'll buy a new pair after that. Like I don't usually want to, because after you've worn them again for a while, they sort of are molded to your body. So
Right. Yeah.
it's super comfortable.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. What is your favorite restaurant for a sit down restaurant?
Gosh, the thing is, we love so many different places. One of our favorites is just up the road. It's called Ling and Louie's.
Oh yeah.
And they have what I guess they call it kind of like Asian fusion. So it's kind of like they'll have sushi, but then they'll have different sort of noodle dishes. Like they have this one called Evil Jungle Princess.
Oh really?
It's like these pan-fried noodles with different vegetables, and it's kind of, the evil part is it's a little spicy.
Oh, okay.
We like them a lot. I think a lot of our go-to places are kind of like those fast casual places like Blaze or Costa Vida, or like some places we go a lot.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite fast food restaurant?
Yeah, I don't know if like those places like Panda Express counts, but those are pretty dependable. Like I love Panda Express. I kind of joke they should just call the place Orange Chicken. Like,
yeah,
like the best thing there. That's what everybody gets.
Right. Yeah. Right.
But that never gets old. I always like that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Let's see. What's the most daring thing you've ever done? You done anything daring or risky?
Yeah, I'm not really too much of a risk taker. Probably like when I was younger, when I was a teen, I would do things that was more out of stupidity than say anything else. But there was one time where, I don't know if you're familiar with Emmett, they have the Black Canyon Dam and the reservoir.
Oh yeah.
There. Well, there were some winters where it would get super cold and the reservoir would freeze over. And I remember me and my friend Waylon, we drove out there, and it looked pretty solid. So we started walking out there, and we grabbed these sticks, and we have a rock, and we're kind of playing hockey, running around.
Oh, really?
I hear this strange sound. It's like this, almost like a laser sound. It's like,
Oh, wow.
what's that? And then we get like halfway out there into the middle, and we start to hear some cracking from the other side. But it's one of those things where we're kind of spooked because the cracking seems to be getting louder. So we run off to the side, and then we were talking about it later, and we thought, I think that sound we were hearing, that sound, was maybe water down below rushing through. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That's kind of that was the conclusion we came to.
Yeah.
But it kind of like after the fact, like, well, that was really dumb, because if we'd fallen in, nobody's going to save you. Yeah, they wouldn't find you till spring, basically.
Yeah, right. Sure.
So that was probably, I don't know if I'd call it daring. It was probably more stupid than anything, but we would do things like that. Like if you drive there's about 9 miles out of Emmett, there's a ghost town called Pearl, where they used to be mining. And there's an old mine that they have caution tape, don't go in. What do? We got flashlights, and we were poking around. Again, that was something where, what if we'd fallen in a hole, or what if, some rock fall on you? I don't know. But things you do kind of when you're younger.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about Pearl. I don't know if it's still there, but I've tried to find it, and I've never been able to find it. I've actually gone out like looking for Pearl, and I've not been able to find it.
Yeah, I haven't went out there since I was in high school. I'd kind of like to go back and find it myself. So if I happen to run across it, I'll let you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you definitely let me know. Let's see. Would you say that you're more of a clean or a messy person?
I'm fairly clean. I like order, but I'm not so much of a deep cleaner. Like, I don't really like to dust. I mean, I'll occasionally do that, but it's mostly like clutter. If there's clutter, I like to clean it up, or I don't really like clutter, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a neat freak, but my problem is that I don't really have very much time to clean. So like usually the reason why things get messy because there's just no time.
Yeah.
But let's see. Do you have any projects or anything that you're working on? Like, have you been doing any writing or anything like that? Or
yeah, I haven't really been writing. Mostly it's like work stuff where I'm on this committee. It's called the President's Writing Awards, and it's like with the BSU president. It's basically a writing contest, and whoever, all the different winners get to meet the BSU president. They get an award, and but I'm basically the guy that's sort of putting it together. So I'm working on that, and it's like trying to line up all these different pieces together. So that takes up a lot of time.
Nice.
But in terms of kind of like other things, I think just me trying to exercise a little bit more, and like kind of the idea is once the weather gets nicer to go on longer hikes to see if we can kind of build up kind of our strength, so that if we were able to do another Camino, we'd be in shape for it.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that'd be awesome to do for sure. Like, I think that's something that, like, I'd even be interested in doing someday. That'd be a lot of fun. So
yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you have any favorite cartoon characters or like a Disney character, or are you really into that stuff too much?
Yeah, I don't know if I have a favorite. Trying to think who that would be. Cartoon characters, blah blah blah. I mean, just the first thing that comes to mind is we watched Soul, and I just
Oh
wow,
yeah,
really
that was
good.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really creative, and it's not really often that you can take a subject like that and make it entertaining but thoughtful,
Yeah.
and I just like the characters too, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of the first thing that comes to mind. I liked all the different. I thought it was super creative, like the kind of the spirit guides or whoever they were. They were all
Yeah.
like flat. They were all like 2D.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of fun to play with the animation like that.
Yeah, Pixar always blows me away. Like it's always like usually at least like probably once a year that if someone that just kind of just like a whole new idea, something you never thought of before, either it's animation or story, something like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
they're, yep, they always impress me for sure. Um, let's see. Do you have a favorite cereal, or do you eat cereal much?
I eat it every now and then. Oh, I don't know if I have a favorite. Yeah, I can't. Trying to think. There's a kind of a granola-y cereal that's chocolate flavored. It's called like something like Love Crunch or something.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
But it's chocolate flavored, and they have these little dried berry things in there. You can get it at Costco. And then, but it's like super concentrated. You get a little bowl of that, put some milk in it. The milk turns chocolatey.
Yep.
It's a good cereal.
Yeah, I just know about that cereal because the last job I had, we did all the resets and like for Safeway and Albertsons. So like all their product resets whenever they need something like rearranged in a different order, or they have new items, or they want displays set up. So we had to do all the cereal and included that. So
Okay.
I'm a little familiar with that because of that.
Yeah.
But,
Nice.
yeah. So let's see. What things in life are you afraid of? Do you have anything that scares you?
I mean, I don't know. I don't. The things that scare me, I don't usually, think about a lot. So it's sometimes maybe fleeting. Like I don't like tarantulas. I guess.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, things like that. I don't really have any, but beyond that, I don't really have any phobias. The things with spiders, it's like the thing I don't like about them, other than they're just kind of an ugly creature, is they sort of sneak around, and I'm like,
yeah,
I don't like that they're sneaking around.
Yeah, like whoa there, like that's a little too sneaky for me, right? Yeah, right. Do you have any sports you like to watch? Do you watch much? Like, what would be your favorite sports to watch?
Yeah, I'm not a huge sports person, but I will follow, say, like Bronco football. If there's a football game on and it's on, I'll watch it, but I don't follow it too much.
Yeah.
I kind of think about every now and then, like I should get a sport, like I should just get one and learn all about it, and then I know what I'm talking about. I've thought about like soccer. I mean, it's not particularly exciting to watch, but one of the things that we discovered, well, it was 2 years ago when we went to Croatia, and it was during the World Cup. And my travel advice to anybody is go to Europe when there's a World Cup, and you're going to see some cool things, because the people there are so into it. So we can go to any bar, any restaurant. People are watching it. They're losing their minds.
Really?
It's so much fun to see. When Croatia got to the finals,
That's what I heard. Yeah.
so when Croatia was playing a game and we were in Croatia, I mean, and when they'd score, you would hear just all this cheering, people driving by honking. We even heard some like gunshots in the air, like celebratory.
Wow.
So I don't know if I like soccer that much, but I love the kind of the culture of it and how people get so excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. My dad's side, I have a cousin who, well, he married into the family, but he's from Croatia. His name's Matej, and so
Oh, nice.
so yeah. So I remember, like, he was getting super excited when all that was going on. So yeah. Yeah, we always get a little news from there. Like, I think recently Croatia had a big earthquake. I don't know if you heard about that, but yeah, like there's a video you can watch where they're kind of in the middle of this big press conference about something. I don't even know what the press conference was about, but like right in the middle of it, the earthquake started. So you have some like really good footage of people like reacting to it. So,
oh wow, yeah, I didn't know that.
yeah, so a little scary.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. Let's see. How long does it usually take you to get ready in the morning? Are you pretty quick? Like, I know I'm not. I take way too long than any normal male should.
Yeah, I probably don't take enough time. I can it's kind of scary to think about how little effort I put into it. Like it's usually like if I brush my teeth, put on some clothes. I don't have much hair, so I'm not styling it or anything.
Always helps. Yeah.
So it's almost like you can just sort of throw some clothes on and shuffle out the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should probably make more of an effort.
Hey, sometimes the best way to just keep it simple,
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. I'm just kind of trying to weed out all the duplicates here. I got a couple of duplicate questions.
Yeah.
But, let's see. You have a favorite family recipe? Like maybe like one that's either been in your family or one maybe you learned when you got married too?
Let's see. Well, I do use when I can my own dill pickles.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not a complex recipe or anything, but the brine is pretty much what my dad came up with, and I just use the same thing.
Okay.
So that's kind of something that's a family connection. When I make potato salad, I kind of, it's sort of my own creation, but I typically follow pretty much the same thing every time. So I feel like when you have something that's been tested over the years, you might tweak it a little bit, but it's kind of like you've got it down to where you like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the first things that I think of.
Yeah, those are probably like the two best things I've had that you made. Those two potato salad and pickles. So yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Yeah, those are good. But so this is that kind of a question? Like, some reason I was like thinking about this the other day, but what side of the bed do you usually sleep on? Do you sleep on the side closest to the door or furthest from the door?
It's usually on the right side, which typically, at least in our bedroom setup, it's furthest from the door.
Okay.
But we kind of have to have, like, it always has to be, like, I always have to be on the right, and Carrie's on the left. I don't know why. It just feels weird if we're not.
Yeah. Well, so to kind of go with that too, I was kind of thinking when you travel or like stay in a hotel, do you sleep on the same side of the bed, or do you really even think about it when you travel?
Yeah, we definitely kind of keep the same positioning. It's just, I don't know, habit, I guess.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that like I usually sleep on the side furthest from the door, but I don't really know why that is. Just something that I've always done. And then when I go on vacation though, I don't really think about it. I just kind of just like go to the bed and sleep. So
Yeah.
But let's see. Probably just go over just a couple more questions. We can kind of wrap up here in a minute. But I just went a little over since we had a couple breaks in between. But
Yeah, no worries.
let's see. Here's one. Uh, what are your thoughts on religion and what's one of your religious beliefs? Like, is there one you'd be willing to share?
Let me think about that. So I think, so I grew up Baptist, and I really liked that. I think when I went to college, I kind of, started, I don't know, maybe getting out of the habit of going to church. And I think as I've gotten older, I think I'm more, my philosophy, or I guess my feeling on it is sort of like we're all good. Like I the Unitarians, the church I go to now, it's kind of like their philosophy is there are many paths to the holy. So
Yeah.
it's the idea like, okay, if you were Mormon, or if you were Baptist, or if you were maybe Hindu or something, there's probably some path in there that can allow you to feel a connection to God, a connection to something that's divine and bigger than yourself.
Yeah.
And I don't know, this is just my opinion. I mean, I'm not saying I'm absolutely right. I feel like, with all the different languages and the different books, and it's like if you feel goodness and you're doing something that is good and holy, probably your location, like say a specific church or a certain book, like that can't be the only way to get there. So
Yeah.
I kind of feel like there are people that are finding that holiness or that holy connection in probably different ways, but so maybe it looks a little bit different, but it's kind of like, well, God created everything, I feel. So God created that too.
Yep. Right.
That's just kind of my take on it. But certainly I know not everybody feels that, same way.
Yeah. Like I always kind of like that way of thinking, and just kind of like I always thought like whatever works best for you, as long as you're basically doing something that's a good thing, kind of that would be seen as a good thing in God's eyes, or whatever God you believe in. Then as long as you're doing that and it works for you, and it's making you happy, and it's not harming anybody else, then I think that's great. Just I mean, you do you. So
yeah,
that's kind of how I see it. Yep.
Well, yeah, and I see people from different religions or different faith traditions or whatever, and I think like there's the concept of the Holy Spirit, like where people are really like kind of in tune with God and this whole spiritual thing, and I see it happening. Like maybe if somebody's Jewish or somebody who's Christian, or I've seen it happen with different types of faith. So it's kind of, I always feel it like, it's like God can speak through anybody, like, because God can do anything. So why wouldn't God use all of creation to express this kind of wonderful, positive thing?
Yeah.
So anyways, that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, no, I would definitely agree with that for sure. And then I'm just gonna end with this last question because it's an important one to some people, but maybe not so much to me, but to a lot of people. So I'm gonna end with that. Does pineapple belong on pizza? Yeah.
Oh,
what do you think?
Very controversial.
Yeah.
I don't really like pineapple on pizza. I know some people do. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking it's a little weird, but I do understand the whole sweet savory thing, but I would say it's just not for me.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, like I really like pineapple on pizza, but I also kind of think that the people who don't, and like, and usually in my experience, are like kind of more like, I don't know, like, I don't know, like I kind of made up this term kind of, but they're like pizza purists kind of. They're the people.
Yeah.
This is like a traditional New York slice of a pizza, or like,
Yeah.
or like just something just like it's either just like meat and maybe like a couple of veggies here and there, but they don't like it too off the beaten path. They just like it like just that way, you know. So
Yeah, totally. I always think of pizza as it's really hard to mess it up. I mean, there are some bad pizzas out there, but like, it's not, you've got your crust, you've got your sauce, you got your cheese and whatever toppings you want. It's like it's pretty easy to have a great pizza.
yeah, yep, it is, yeah, yep, for sure. But well, I think that we've gone over the 2 hour limit, so maybe I'll just kind of call it good there. So
All right.
that's the beauty of the show. We just kind of go till we feel like we're done. So so yeah,
good. Well,
yeah.
Thanks for inviting me. It was really fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun having you. So yeah, I think that some of the people might have a fun time getting a deep dive into the life of David Scott. So yeah, so and you can go watch the other ones. I got one with my dad so far, and then one with one of my best friends, Chris, and then hopefully the rest of the family will be coming soon. So
yeah, no, I look forward to that.
Yeah. So, but I guess I'll just say so. Where can the people find you, David? Like, I don't know if you really have any social media you want to promote, but I mean,
not really. I'm kind of I'm old and I don't have a lot of social media. Obviously, I'm on Facebook, but I don't even really have a lot of friends on Facebook. I
yeah,
got a couple hundred, and I'm kind of good with that. So.
In the comic section, I just kind of made something up. I said you can find David in the danger room at the Professor Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters. So,
yeah.
so you can find you there, right?
Yes, exactly. That's where I will be.
Yep, right. But for me, you can find me probably mostly on Facebook. If you go to facebook.com/Jordan Anderson 21, you can find me there. I have a group on Facebook that I run that's called the Schmodown Friends and Family. And people who aren't familiar with the movie trivia Schmodown, it's a real awesome community that I became a part of. That they have this big trivia, kind of like a trivia show. They call it actually a sport now. They want to make it even like bigger than just a show, because they take movie trivia and they combine it with like all the personalities of like professional wrestling. And so they have people come out with like big personalities, and they do some trash talking, and they just sit down and just answer movie trivia. So I run a group that kind of supports that, but also though it's just more so about the community. So even if you know nothing about movie trivia Schmodown, like you can be a part of this group, and it's also a place where anyone can just self-promote. So if you have any kind of project you're working on, if you have your own YouTube channel, if you have anything that you want to just kind of get some more eyes on and just kind of put it out there to people, that's a perfect place for it. So we just foster a real good community of just building each other up and supporting each other, and just like being super just tolerant of whatever background that you come from, whatever political belief, whatever walk of life that you come from. It's just a melting pot for everyone. And if you want to learn about the Schmodown, it's a good place for that too. So
all right.
Yeah. So, but anyways, we'll just kind of just call it a wrap there. So this has been, so I have been Jordan, Movie Hero Anderson. This has been DJ Manatee, David Scott, and this has been 1v200, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Jordan.
Yeah.